Hello everyone, it is Tuesday the 2nd of March and this is our English lesson for today. So yesterday we looked at using some persuasive language. Today we are going to be looking at using that and creating our guides to the city. Okay, but first of all we need to do a bit of grammar. So we've been thinking about where do commas go in sentences and when are we using them. So we looked at a bit of parenthesis. We've looked a bit at commas in lists. So now we are going to have a little look at these sentences and you need to decide, have I used the commas for a relative clause? Have the commas been used because they are separating items in a list? Or have the commas been used for a fronted adverbial? So let's read the sentences through and then you need to decide which is which, okay? Last month, the leaves were still on the trees. How have I used my commas there? 13, 14 and 15 are all different ages of teenagers. Before the sun came up, Josephine ate her breakfast. Earth, Neptune and Saturn are all examples of planets. All night long, Sally danced at the party. I first met her in London, where I lived as a small child. After she picks me up, Mum is taking me to buy shoes. Okay, can you decide? You could do your own little code, couldn't you? RC for relative clause, L for list, and FA for fronted adverbials. So pause the video and decide which column are you going to put these in. Okay, so our first one is, of course, let me do it in my highlighter. Last month is a fronted adverbial. Okay, it's got that comma after it before. Our second one, commas in a list. Then we've got another fronted adverbial. More commas in a list. Another fronted adverbial here. A relative clause here, because note the relative pronoun, where, and then one more fronted adverbial. So hopefully you got some of those correct. Well done if you did, and do not worry if you didn't. Hopefully you can spot where you've gone wrong. Okay, second one. We've got an extra column here, parenthesis. Now remember the difference between parenthesis and relative clauses. Now relative clause is parenthesis, it is still extra information, but it's got to have one of those pronouns, whereas other types of parenthesis don't have a relative pronoun, okay? So have a go. Can you decide where and why we have used the commas in these? My auntie, who hates spiders, puts conkers in the corners of each room. Trainers, sandals and sneakers are all types of shoes. I will learn chemistry, biology and physics as different types of science when I go to high school. For a fortnight, Anna went on a luxury cruise. Amanda's cat Millie, the hairiest of the three she has, sheds the least amount of fur. I've just written a story which is about my favourite character from Star Wars. We saw a fabulous fireworks show, which we thought... I'm reading that wrong. Let me try it again. We saw a fireworks show, which we thought was fabulous. There we go. So can you decide? Again, do your little codes for each of these sentences, or you can put them into columns, up to you. Where have I been using my commas here? Why? Is it a relative clause? Is it parenthesis? Is it commas in a list, or is it a fronted adverbial? Have a go. Okay. Let's have a little look then. Did you get these right? Of course, the first one is a relative clause. We've got that relative pronoun, who. The second one, commas in a list. Third one, commas in a list. Then we've got a fronted adverbial here. Then we've got parenthesis, because we could take that information out and Amanda's cat Millie sheds the least amount of fur still makes sense, but it has not got a relative pronoun, so it is just parenthesis. Then we've got another relative clause because we've got which. And we've got another relative clause because we've got which again. So very well if you got all of those correct. And again, don't worry if you didn't. Okay. So today you are going to write up and present your guide. Now you could write this up normally in your books. You could do it on a PowerPoint presentation with a slide for each area of the city, or you could do a leaflet. Now I've got a piece of paper here. You could fold both sides in. You could do a big front bit saying the city here, and you could divide your information up like that, or some people like to do it in thirds where it comes out like that for their leaflet. However you want to present it is absolutely fine, okay? But my top tip is this: do the writing part first, okay? You might want to draw out where your boxes are going to go for your pictures and your captions, but definitely do your writing first. So our success criteria are, we practiced them yesterday, modal verbs, rhetorical questions. You're going to have some subheadings to show which each section is, and then some pictures with captions. Now I've done a couple of pictures with captions here. You might want a picture and caption for everything. You might just want one picture and caption. Absolutely fine. Okay, let's have a little look at the example. And as we go, you might want to steal things. So write a couple of notes as we go, so you've got lots of ideas too. So first of all, you'll see that I've done an introduction. My heading, the big city, it might be a big heading at the top, which I could do in bubble writing or something. And here is where I'm going to include a lot of my rhetorical questions, okay? Have you got a hankering to get away? Fed up of the same old routine and the dangers of your current home? Looking for a change to a place that exudes excitement and calm? Well, look no further than the big city. We welcome you with open arms. Read on to explore everything that this incredible place has to offer. So I've got my rhetorical questions here, and they are directly addressing my reader. So they feel like I am talking to them, and they might think, yeah, actually, I do fancy getting away. I do want to go somewhere that's exciting, but calm at the same time. And we've also said things like this incredible place, exuding excitement. So you want people to be really keen to come and visit. I've got two subheadings here. I've got the Old Town, which is the same as we had looked at yesterday. Okay, so I won't read that one, but you can have a little look at your leisure. Then we've got the fishing port. The fishing port is a sight to behold, especially if you are looking for some fresh local cuisine to sample during your stay. A short walk from the Old Town, you will be dazzled by an array of interesting species laid before you in the port's market. From rainbow eels to squibs and zochts, there are a myriad of different creatures for you to marvel at. Not only that, but the fishing port is a lovely place to spend an evening watching the waves or simply strolling around and admiring the spectacular harbour. Now, obviously, you've got your own creative license here. Squibs and zochts. I don't know if rainbow eels exist, but they are made up. I made those up. So you can make up your own crazy creatures that could be in this port. What have we got modal verbs wise? You will be dazzled. And not many more on this page. More over here. You must, you could, you will. Okay. Next page. So here is where I've got my pictures and captions, okay? So I've done a little heading for the Golden Fields over here. I've done my picture of what the Golden Fields is, and I've done a little caption that says, find peace in nature at the Golden Fields. And then we've got the shopping quarter, which I also said about that going on to the Central Park. So I've drawn that picture and I said, go for a stroll in the Central Park. Okay, so I'm going to be reading again. Remember, steal anything down that you like. And let's get going. Just a short ride from the fishing port, you'll find yourself in the middle of the city's glorious golden fields. These fields are so utterly breathtaking that they have been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the 7 wonders of the world. In addition to its beautiful tranquil landscape, the Golden Fields are also home to a variety of interesting wildlife. So again, lots of strong adjectives and verbs to make people utterly breathtaking. They're saying it's a 7 wonder of the world. Beauty, tranquil, interesting, all of these different words. The shopping quarter. The city holds one of the largest shopping quarters in the world, perfect for those who wish to spend a leisurely afternoon browsing in the boutique shops. Once you have shopped till you drop, why not spend some time watching the world go by in one of the many independent cafes? If shopping is not your thing, then adjacent to the shopping quarter is the Central Park. This tranquil oasis in the middle of the city is perfect for families and couples alike. It boasts a botanical garden and a beautiful lake, which is home to many of the city's fine feathered friends. And then I've got my concluding sentence here. The big city will not fail to impress you and will hold an everlasting place in your heart. You may even consider calling this unbelievable place your home. Okay, so it's up to you now. You've got this video, you can pause, you can go back, you can steal ideas. I would like to see at least 3 different areas. Now I've done 4, but I would like to see it maybe 3 from you, 4 if you want to, but 3 would be perfectly fine, okay? Pictures, captions, modal verbs, questions, lots to fit in there, but you can always flick back and forward and have a little look, okay? We are really looking forward to seeing these. As always, you never fail to impress with the efforts you put in, people doing PowerPoints and amazing things on Word documents, or even just presenting it in your book and making it look really good. You can colour it, that sort of thing. But we are really looking forward to reading these. So please do send them in. Thank you, children. Off you go.